Hello there, my name is Shaq and today I'm here at Slough Driving Test Center. Most people who fail their practical driving test do so either within the first few or the last few minutes of the test itself. Now, it's not important to know each and every single test route, but it will give you a big advantage to know the few roads around the test center itself. So what I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to go for a little drive just around the first couple of roads and give you some useful tips. Now, before I start, I must emphasize that you are not allowed to practice in the test center car park. I'm here today on a Saturday at a certain time when I know there are no tests being conducted. Even if you have a test on a particular day, you are not allowed into the test center 10 minutes prior to the start of your test, as this may interfere with ongoing tests. So let's go for a little drive. Now, one of the most important things before you move off, make sure that you look all around. A lot of people think that because it's a car park, there's no vehicles coming behind them, they don't need to look over their shoulders. But it is vital, as there could be other parked vehicles or there could be pedestrians. So as I move off, I've scanned the whole area, made sure it's safe, and I'm moving off. Now you'll notice here in the car park there's no road markings, so everyone has equal priority. So you don't just follow the road out, you make sure that you look for any possibility of vehicles coming. Now at the end of this road, the examiner will only ask you to turn left, as the right is a no-through road. Now I can see the right is clear, but my view on the left is restricted. So it's very important that you edge out very, very slowly until you get a good view. It's not normally this busy during the week. On Saturdays there's a tuition center here, 11 plus tuition center, and it gets very, very busy on Saturday mornings. Now at the end of this road there's only two possible ways that you can go, either right or left. I'm going to go both directions, but first I'm going to go to the right. The examiner will not ask you to go straight on, that just goes into Langley station, the railway station. First most important thing is make sure you stop before the cycle lane, so you don't want to be stopping in the cycle lane. Okay, there's a motorcycle there, so I've checked just in case he's not turning right. Now as I turn into this road, in the distance you can see there's a warning sign for a pedestrian crossing. A lot of people actually fail on this crossing, especially during the rush hour, because you can't see the pedestrians coming from the railway station and they just run across in order to catch their train. Now I'm just going into the Langley High Street, and in the distance you can see the change of speed. It changes to 20 miles an hour, so this is a 20 mile an hour zone now. Now this time at the traffic lights I'll be turning left. Normally along here you don't get all these parked cars during the week, and the examiner may ask you just to pull up on the left for a few seconds before moving off. So once again, be careful about the cycle lane. Now this is currently a 30-mile-an-hour zone. So we've just earlier on noticed that when we went right, it became a 20-mile-an-hour zone. But here, in the distance, you can see the white circle with a black diagonal strip, meaning national speed limit applies. It's important that you do not increase your speed until you get to the sign. The national speed limit for cars in the UK is 60 miles per hour. So even though it's a 60-mile-an-hour road, I'm not reaching 60 at the moment because it's more important for me to keep my distance away from the driver in front. Now I can see some signs in the distance. The speed has been reduced now to 40. So now we're heading back towards the driving test center. At the moment, this is a 40-mile-an-hour road. Distance, I've just noticed the national speed limit sign, the white circle with the black diagonal strip. We now know that the national speed limit is 60 miles an hour. If the road is clear, the examiners do expect you to make progress to about 50 miles per hour if it's safe to do so. Now in the distance I can see some signs indicating a drop of speed to 30. It's most important that I get my speed down prior to reaching the sign. Now at the traffic lights, the examiner is going to ask you to turn right back towards the driving test center. Again, if you have to stop, make sure you stop before the cycle lane. I'm glad the lights have changed red because it gives me a chance to explain the junction. A lot of people, when they turn to the right here, they steer too early and they go onto the other side of the road. It's most important that you keep the car straight because somebody else coming from the opposite direction may want to turn into the station. So it's very tempting to go on the other side, but you must stay on your side of the road in this box here. As the test comes to an end, the examiners sometimes just ask you to stop on the left and in the main road. So I'm just heading back to the driving test center from Langley High Street. Now it's just the 20-mile-an-hour zone is just finished, so I'm entering the 30 zone. Again, we've got the zebra crossing in the distance, which, as I said earlier, a lot of people do fail here because of the train station, people running into to catch the train. Now here the examiner will ask you to turn left into the test centre, but he will not say turn left at the traffic lights. It's take the next road on the left. So even though they've got traffic lights here, on the floor you've got giveaway lines. so the light does not actually apply. So you must make sure that it's safe to proceed. As the test comes to an end, the examiners would normally ask you to pull up on the left on the main road, but as it's Saturday today, it's quite busy, so I'm going to go into the test centre. Sometimes the examiners do ask the candidates to come into the test centre and carry out a manoeuvre right at the end of the test. Now, as I said to you earlier on, knowing each and every single test route is not important. In fact, it's almost impossible to learn them, as each test centre has approximately 16 to 20 different routes. However, knowing the first few roads around the test centre will definitely give you an advantage. Something else that will give you an advantage is food. Make sure that you have some food before the driving test, even if it's a banana. Make sure you give yourself the opportunity, you allow yourself the opportunity to have 8 hours of sleep. It's not always possible, but you must give yourself that opportunity. Don't stay up too late watching Netflix or going out with friends or anything like that. Listen to all the advice that your instructor has given you, and I wish you the very best of luck with your driving test. I hope you found this video beneficial. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and share with anyone else who you know has got a driving test coming up. Thank you for watching.